Hi, everyone. I'm just putting out a quick video because I wanted to thank Jack Stu for putting out his responses to more questions that he was asked by searchers. For me and my personal sob, there was really nothing in here that would invalidate it. So, really, I mean, I didn't expect him to say anything, unfortunately. I was hoping he would, but he didn't really say anything that would give away the spot. But he also didn't really say anything that would break anything as far as I've been concerned with, and he did prove a couple of things though. And the first thing here, this is Jack speaking, and he's talking about Forrest. He told me he hit it when he did because he was in Wyoming anyway for an event at the museum in Cody, so it was convenient to hide it on the same trip. So the event that Jack is talking about is this one here. This event occurred the week of September 21st through the 25th of 2010. Like I said, my partner is actually here when this video took place. It took place in 2010. The video on the internet didn't come out until May in 2011, but it was recorded back then. And like I said, I know this because my partner was there. And the fashion show specifically is not really like open to the public. You had to be invited. So it's not just like anybody can get in there. So that's kind of cool that Jack had confirmed that this is the event. So we know now that Forrest hit it in 2010. I thought that maybe he hit it in 2009, and then he returned in 2010 to make sure everything was all right a month before the book actually came out. So that was when he kind of made it official. And who knows, maybe he hit the chest in 2009, and then in 2010 he came back and hid the valuables in there now that he knew that it was okay to proceed. He kind of, like I said, gave it a test run. So anyway, I don't really want to keep this too long. I just wanted to thank Jack for putting this out. And again, I wish he would say more, but that's kind of cool. So we know that he hit it in 2010. I'm still guessing that it was over in the Bighorns at the wheel. I really believe in that solve, and it was in that canyon there. I don't think it was at the falls, but I think it was in that canyon. Anyway, that's kind of cool. He says a lot of other things in here that are pretty cool, but like here, all of the clues, all of them were in Wyoming, not in any other state. I believe that too. Certainly, mine are all in Wyoming, and then he's talking about the blaze. In my specific solve, there are two blazes. The one of them is the sun, and what he's doing is he gets you at the wheel, and you're following the sunset, and he's kind of setting things up. Well, let me put it to you this way to make it simple. The poem is discussing that area, and when you're familiar with that area and what he's trying to explain to you in the poem, you'll know there is actually a physical blaze that you have to see when you get down in the area where the chest is. That's the one that Jack is saying that was damaged. And I believe it was damaged in a rock slide. There's plenty of rock slides there. So anyway, I guess there's really no point to keep going. Let's just hope that Jack gives us more information, because the one thing that he says in here that I still disagree with is right here where he's talking about revealing the spot, because he says, if I could be assured that the spot wouldn't be destroyed, and Forrest was okay with it. That's the part I disagree with. Forrest never had any issues that he would not be okay with the spot given out. In fact, it doesn't make sense. He wouldn't make a chase and send all these people there looking for it. But I guess that's pointless to discuss because Forrest is dead. He's not going to contradict anything that Jack says about that. But I disagree with it. I think that Jack may have other reasons. And one of them I point out actually in my video, that if my solve is correct, it could be that Jack is kind of on the same side that Forrest was when he went and did this. And as I said, the whole purpose of the Wheel Coalition and Francis Brown and protecting that area was to avoid tourists going there. That's the whole thing. That's a very, very sacred spot. and they didn't want people to go there. The government had plans to pave the road all the way up to the wheel. They were going to put an observation tower up there, and they didn't want that. Okay. So that was the whole reason why they fought the government, and they won. And the other thing that they wanted to do was all of the lumberjacks in Wyoming, the lumber companies wanted to harvest wood from that area to bighorns. And a lot of plants, sage and stuff like that, are used for the ceremonies. And again, they didn't want that area destroyed. Initially, back in the day, only the wheel itself was protected in the 1970s when it became a historical area after the astrologists went and made all the discoveries about it in 1974 and 1979. But in the late 1990s and the early 2000s is when they expanded it to tens of thousands of acres that you can't disturb within that area of the forest. It can't be built on. They're not going to have any campgrounds there. In fact, they even have like an area blocked out that you're not allowed to camp. You can't even go there and set up a tent. It's a restricted area, and if the rangers catch you camping anywhere near there, and again, that's because the Indians don't just go to the wheel. If you look near the wheel, you'll see a spot that has a ton of teepee rings on the ground, and that's where the elders go when they're prepping for a ceremony. And they certainly don't want tents up there and stuff like that. So maybe Jack is saying this because he kind of agrees with them. He doesn't want to see this turn into a tourist area. But I still disagree because, first of all, it wasn't hidden right at the wheel. At least I don't believe so. And second of all, the area, like I'm saying, where I think it was hidden is just on the border of the national forest and the protected area down in the canyon. So people wouldn't be destroying the wheel, you know. But it has happened. If you read back in time, I mean, residents of Lovell, when it was first discovered, they were going up to the wheel and taking stones and bringing it down for their rock gardens on their property in their backyards. So people have done stupid stuff like that. So I guess maybe that's why Jack is saying this. I don't know. It's a shame, really, because I don't believe that this place is already well known, and I don't believe that forest fence searchers are going to go there and burn the woods down and destroy it. Um, and to be honest with you, I think that the fence searchers probably do more harm in places like Yellowstone Park, which I don't believe at all the chest would have ever been there. There are just no clues that map to that area. It's all low hanging fruit. That stuff is plastered all over the thrill of the chase, and that's one of the reasons why many people think the treasure was in Yellowstone, and I don't believe that at all. It certainly is not subtle in the book, whereas the bighorn is much more subtle. It's also an aberration. It's on the edge of his map. It's kind of at the outer limits of the area where he would have hit it. In any case, thanks again, Jack, and I hope everybody has a good weekend. And it's cool to at least know that he hit it in 2010 at the Cody Rendezvous when he was in Wyoming for the Cody Rendezvous Royale. So, everybody have a good day. Peace.